Looks like it's back, though.
I don't have it. Okay, there we go. I think. Haha!
And it looks like we're back.
All right, so give us just a little bit to get caught up here. We're going to have to see some menu checks for these individuals.
Looks like we found the flute while we were gone.
What? So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Problems found the flute somewhere in pod.
Looks like he's also about to turn that in while we got the digging game going on. Oh, and the mirror!
Yeah, I'm seeing chat saying that. I got to flute and mirror and powder?
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah! Whoa! We missed a lot while the stream was down.
See, pod was so epic, it crashed the entire stream.
Well, hopefully when Brewers Fan gets to pod, we can get some of that hype relive there. When we actually get the music for the flute in the on Brewer's side, I'll make sure that we honor the Swag Duck anthem at that point.
Problems, of course, is immediately following Logic. He got there, so he's going to check Batcave, see what we have.
Tempered sword.
Wait, what? There was a Master Sword?
Man, we missed that too?
What?
Pod was the play, and we missed it all.
We missed every bit of it. That's what happens. Always just presume that you miss all the good stuff when there's a stream like that. While we're still playing catch-up, Brewers Fan is getting all of the disappointment. All right, so Brewers Fan is checking. Problems is going ahead and doing the sequence break right now into Death Mountain. Now he has two different ways to get up to Tower of Hera. Did we miss the Tower? Okay. I don't know if we missed the Tower of Hera big key as well. I mean, that's entirely possible at this point.
Well, the thing is, now that he has the flute, this is no longer a sequence break.
Oh, that's true. He just wanted to get the old man. So he's still in Logic.
Correct.
That's mean, chat. Someone says, oh, well, he's a Brewers fan. He's used to disappointment, like Disappointment Cave. That's mean.
as a resident Cleveland fan, granted, our recent success is different, but we still have the Browns.
Okay, here's an interesting. Brewers is going to go up and check Catfish. Now, Problems, at least I don't think, I hope we didn't miss it, but
no, he didn't
check it.
Problems did not go to Catfish at all.
So this could be something interesting. If Brewers ends up finding something really important over here, I don't know what he could find. It might be the Titansmith, from what we're seeing, but it's possible that whatever Catfish has, if it's something important, it would put Brewers back into this game.
Checking the menu, Problems did not get the Hera Big Key, so we did not miss that yet.
And drum roll, we'll see what Catfish has for us.
That big key on Spectacle Rock was the Thieves' Town, and we have a small key from the Catfish that leads to Misery Mire.
Yay, worthless keys. I love worthless keys. Don't you love worthless keys?
Yeah. Mafia Guido, I'm originally from Cleveland, but I like Columbus as well, so I join you in the sympathies about the crew. Looks like there wasn't much in Tower Hera.
Nothing in the first couple locations, but Problems will be jumping over here and checking Eastside Death Mountain. Brewers fans already did that. He was able to route in and complete Eastern Palace because of the Eastern Palace big key that he'll find over here.
Wait, I was mistaken. That Problems has Butta.
Oh my god.
Butta was in must have been in that one chest when we weren't looking.
So Brewers fan, just because of the different routing, keep in mind we're only 40 minutes in, still is with Fighter Sword. Yeah, and he needs to go to Pod because Pod had the Master Sword, and then it had the powder that got him Tempered Sword, and the mirror that gets him access to Tower of Hera. Oh my goodness.
Pod was certainly the play.
Welcome to version 28 Keysanity, where we say Pod is always the play.
Okay, there's the new meme. If it's version 28, you go to Pod.
I'll remember that. Maybe I won't lose my next race. Who knows?
That did me in my race. Fire Rod was in Pod. I didn't go there, and that made all the difference in the routing. Antisim making a good point. He Brewers fan does have the hook shot and the hammer, so he can get the Hera without the mirror right now.
True, but I don't know if he would go up there unless he had a reason to go up there at this point.
Correct. Well, while we're doing some, wow, is Brewers fan like stuck because of being pushed by the knight?
Oh no! Oh no! Okay.
Oh, there he got out.
Man, that was like one pixel at a time there.
Problems is heading over to Gina's cave.
Worthwhile check, and a pretty quick one once you have the flute.
Okay, so knowing that there's a big key in... Okay, well, forget what I was about to say, because we're still missing one Aga Tower key. But now that you have Butter, if you get that second Castle Tower key, and there is a cape in Agnes Cave, but if you get that second key, you know there's a big key on the Lumberjack Cave, do you go for Aga?
Do I go for Aga? Absolutely not until I have the lamp, because those dark rooms are mean dark rooms. Now, do these runners know the Agate Tower dark rooms? I don't know. There's no railing, so it's real easy to fall off the ledge there. It might be a play, though.
And Sick Kid has a small key to pod.
No, not bad. Okay, so the item that we're really looking for right now, and I feel like we've got to find it here soon, is going to be the Titansmith. Titansmith's kind of locking them out of a lot of different options at this point in time.
Alright, so should we start? Well, okay, so since we should maybe talk about the pedestal hype index while we're here, since since ice is required, that means Titans can't be on the pedestal. Thieves, we got everything we need for that. Desert, we got everything to get in there. Boots would be considered in the logic. So really, Boots and Titansmiths are the only two things that cannot be on the pedestal. So there's still plenty of stuff that can be on there if you guys are wanting some pedestal hype.
Also keep in mind for Desert, we need a fire source of some sort. Either the lamp or the fire rod.
Alright, forgot about that. Looks like Problems, now that he has the big key and the small key, is going to go finish Thieves Town, whereas Brewers Fan's about to head into Pod and get all of that hype that we missed while the stream was down.
That'll be nice. This will be interesting. I get the feeling that the bottom half of Thieves Town is going to have quite a bit for us as well. Even though we know it is a pendant, still got to be worthwhile here. All right, let's see. Problems IRL. This Hellway has been the bane of many a runner, but he's got Blue Mail and Buttersword. Should be able to get through this pretty quick.
And the cape, but he did it relatively academically.
What a pro.
All right, so the big key to ice, we missed that the first time. So so for those just joining us, we had some stream problems. Stream problems. Period. Problems IRL has already been here, and we've found the flute, the mirror, a sword upgrade, and magic powder. But we're gonna go over all of that since we missed it while the stream was down with Brewers Fan.
All right, so Brewers is going to go through here. Problems getting ready to be able to find. You know what? I'm excited. I feel like something is going to be in this big treasure chest. He has both the big key and the small key to get the big treasure chest here in Thieves Town.
Alright. So that's where the powder was. That's where the flute was! Wow! Bow, lock, powder, and flute.
Yeah, I'd say that was pretty good.
Here's that big chest you were wanting, and it's just a big love.
Ah, too bad. Brewers Fan opting not to do the hammer yump.
Yeah, that's one that I'm working on. I can do it every once in a while, but I can't do it consistently. But that's one that in Keysanity saves you a key if you can execute the hammer yump.
He still has 2 keys to work with. Now, those 2 keys, one of them would be nice to save for Helmasaur.
Okay, so the mirror is still blocked by the lamp, and the ice rod on Ice Rod on Blind, so that meant it was required to finish Thieves Town because you're going to need that for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, yep. All right, so as we're moving through here...
And literacy in the one chest, that was something that ProblemsIRL missed.
More than that, Brewers Fan is not getting the mirror, which was in that dark... Oh, wait, he got the mirror.
No, he got the mirror, yeah. It was there. Or in that one dark room over where the big door is.
Okay, and the sword was in the other one. Okay.
No, I think that was just $20. That's a piece of heart. Problems going to the graveyard ledge.
Pod is just so confusing. There's so many different ways to do it.
Got a 5-bomb upgrade, just a piece of heart there.
So that book is super interesting because that's I call it the King Fetch Quest item because it unlocks not only the 2 tablets, but also we get to do a pedestal check to see if that's going to be required.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so they were right. That the Master Sword was in that dark room, which... So... Alright, well now that we have the music for it, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats. It's time for the playing of the National Swag Duck Anthem.
Hashtag Neil. Problems going over here doing some cleanup, gonna finish off Eastern, which Brewers has already done, but he sequence broke to do it. Brewers is now back in Logic, though, with that flute.
Right. And Brewers Fan, in his sequence break up to Death Mountain, got the Eastern Big Key, so he did all that in one run, and then there wasn't really anything of value other than the 1 crystal on the Armos Knights.
Brewers has got to be shaking his head right now. He just finished getting out of Pod, and what does Sick Kid give him? Another key to Pod.
Wow.
Gee, thanks, kid. So we're still missing the lamp. My goodness. So right now, the 2 big items that I'm on the lookout for, if I'm these 2 runners, are going to be the lamp and the Titansmiths. The lamp only because there's so many things. They have sequence broken Eastern, both of them at this point in time. And they've done enough dark rooms that require lamp logic that you have to think, okay, at what point am I supposed to pick up the lamp? And then the Titansmith just locks so many different items. You gotta be wondering when that's going to come. Problems ended up getting his crystal, so he's right there with Brewers in terms of the crystal count. Brewers does pick up his key to Thieves Town. Now, he has not been over to Thieves Town yet. Brewers will be able to do all that in one swoop. And gets the big key to Dark Palace on the tablet. Okay, so keep this in mind. The book was in Palace of Darkness, in the vanilla big key location. Brewers Fan, I don't know if that's the vanilla big key. No, that's not the vanilla big key location. That's beside the point, though. The book was in Pod. The big key to Pod is on a tablet. Whoa. That is going to be significant because keep in mind, Problems skipped the book. And Pod is one of the important crystals. It's one of the 5-6 crystals.
Yeah, that double dip on Pod looks pretty big right now.
Absolutely. And then Brewers is going to be able to go into Desert Palace right now. He does not have the big key, so not going to be able to full clear it, but will be able to unlock it. He is putting that book to work. I get the sense that Brewers knows that that book is important to him right now, since it was that Pod big key. So he's following that logic terrain till the end.
Certainly seems like it. It's paying off so far.
And if I remember correctly, you did not have to do any of the dark rooms, so it's entirely possible.
Right. What was in the dark rooms was a sword upgrade and the mirror.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if we can use. So the book doesn't actually lock any dark rooms, so the lamp could be locked behind the book somewhere.
True.
This is, just think, I'm trying to talk out loud and try to think through things myself. These runners have to do that in their minds while playing the game. It's not the easiest thing to do. So shout out to them for being able to do it.
Exactly. We also want to give a shout out to our tracker, Liam Atlas, Brewers Fan Bombs Agana. Liam Atlas, our tracker, he's doing an amazing job keeping track of both of our runners, even in the midst of a stream malfunction. So give him some shout outs. He's doing a really great job.
Absolutely. So let's see, logically, what's the next step here? Brewers fan still needs to go into Thieves Town, and we know that that'll be nice for him eventually.
So nice because it has ice.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Ice Rod was on blind. For those asking in chat.
Yeah.
And it looks like Brewers fans about to go get those 2 chests in the Aga Tower.
Still something to note. One chest is in logic. The other one is going to be behind the dark room. So unless this is the lamp right here, it would be another sequence break. And it is not.
It's a 5-arrow upgrade. Look like Brewers fans going to attempt to go through that dark room to get it. Which is fine, because this one's probably the easier one because it has the rails. It's the one on the next floor up after the chest that has where you have no rails to safely guide you there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. Yep, and lamp cannot be on Bombos because it requires the mirror, and the mirror was in a dark room. So remember, anything that is locked behind a mirror, so we know it can't be in Swamp either.
Problems is following behind Brewers fan into Ganon's Tower. Technically, considering with the Desert Palace logic, the fire rod is in the logic to do the fire source in the back, so the lamp could be on the pedestal. And Brewers fan is giving up trying to find that chest.
Problems looks like he's able to do it, and it's just a little bit of love, so not a huge loss for Brewers. I think the biggest loss was the time sink he did in it. Spike Cave makes sense. People are talking about that. We do have both the hammer, half magic, and the cloak. And remember, cloak was in Agnes Cave, so that's certainly within logic right now. Spike Cave could have the lamp. That would be something.
Yeah. No, Nightwolf, that was exactly what I was saying, is that if the fire... Oh, here we go! Pedestal check!
All right. Drum roll, everyone. Get your bets in. What's going to be on the pedestal?
And we have... just a little bit of love.
Not a thing. And Problems is making the Spike Cave check. This could be important. Another Dark Palace key.
Wow.
I mean, that's good, because that might point Problems back to Pod. And doing it this early would definitely be a good thing for Problems, because without that book, he's sunk right now. And he's making the play. Problems IRL is going back there. Now, we have seen people mention in chat the vanilla big key location, which is kind of on that floating island there in the middle. It could be there. The lamp could, by logic, be there.
Right. Okay. So the question has to be asked. If it's not here, where do you go next?
Okay, so the thing we have to remember, we have to keep in mind, is Mirror was locked behind a dark room. So that means that anything in Swamp Palace is out. Goodness.
I mean, looking at their key counts and looking what they can and can't get to, it's almost like something else. There's something has to be there, because you can't get in the swamp without the mirror. Then that sequence broke. Right now, Desert we've cleared out, Hera we've cleared out without their proper big keys. This has to be something.
Feels like it. Absolutely feels like it. Problems making the play. We'll see.
It's the big key to Hera!
Oh my. Okay. So it could be in Hera, which is stupid. Oh my goodness.
This seed.
So, okay. Problems, and keep in mind, Problems has not, I mean, he still has one key to spare. We'll see what he ends up doing with it. Okay, Problems is going to go ahead and he's going to get this book. And it's... oh my goodness. Brewers fan heading in here. Keep in mind, Brewers didn't get the big key to Hera either, and we know that one's a crystal. So everything was in Pod, but it was like you get an item in Pod, and then it unlocks something to another area, but gets you another key to Pod. I don't know how many dips would have been absolutely required to get into Pod. And Problems does the hammer yump. Now he's dark rooming it, so it'll be interesting to see what he has here. All right, so the map to swamp was there. We did see that screen pop up. And a lot of love.
All right, looks like Hera's the next play.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be at this point in time.
Realistically, there's nowhere else to go. Something has to be in Hera. We got some Mountain Dew we missed earlier, it looks like. Or I missed.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Hera is in logic. The mirror still isn't in logic. So Problems is going to use the fast way by using the mirror, but mirror's still not in logic because it was in a dark room.
But the hammer and the hook shot were both in the logic, and you can get to Hera that way.
Yep, that's the long way around. So this seed, if played the intended way, would have had you going all over the place. Oh, and by the way, while he's being pointed this direction, Problems is going to get the big key to Palace of Darkness.
So now he's gonna have to do pod 3 triple dip pod.
Yeah, I mean it was at least a required double dip minimum into pod. My God.
Which, I mean, this race is still pretty close. I mean, you had to beat Thieves Town to get the Ice Rod. There's a lot of dips into pod as well. So, I mean, realistically, both of these runners are still pretty close. There isn't really a discernible lead right now between these two.
Nope. Also, something to keep in mind: we are still missing the Titansmith. Now we have a few different spots here that Problems is getting ready to check. We could find lots of stuff.
There's the fire rod.
Fire rod. That means that the Desert Palace still isn't in play. We don't have the big key for it, but we have our fire source now, which does put Skull Woods in play for the boss.
Yep. And there still could be something on Troll Dorm.
IMO, it's going to be the flippers. So you go get the mushroom, which the mushroom will then have the lamp. Because why not?
But it's just triple bombs. And a crystal.
All right, so we have a crystal. We're still looking for both the lamp and the Titansmith. Again, I point to lamp just because for logic reasons. I don't know if either of these runners actually need the lamp. But Titansmith certainly is required at this point in time. It's required to get into Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock. Ice Palace, not necessarily required, but there are enough treasure chests in there that it's usually good to go in there and check anyway.
Mm-hmm. You're correct. The mushroom was on the Zora ledge. Correct, but we're gonna need the fire rod for Turtle Rock, and considering we're running out of options, that fire rod is going to. I would have to say something in the back of Skullwoods has got to be the next progression item.
Absolutely, and it's almost as if we're getting ready to reach a real linear portion of the Keysanity seed, where one item will unlock an area where you get a couple more, which will unlock a location for a couple more items. There does come a point in a lot of Keysanity seeds where it just feels like you're on rails.
However, if we find the Titan's minutes at some point, that's going to open this thing wide open.
All right, so we still have a big key that is on the Aga ledge for Lumberjack. However, the only big keys that we still need are Desert Palace, which is a pendant, Swamp Palace, which you don't necessarily need to beat the boss, and Turtle Rock. So yeah, we're quickly running out of options to where that big key is going to be required.
So maybe like 50%, because there could be a progression item that is needed for that's in the swamp big chest.
It's possible. Yeah, but it's looking increasingly unlikely. We started out.
There's the Titan's mitts!
There it was. We're on that linear seed run now.
Well, no, this opens up a lot. I mean, you've got ice open to you now. You've got mire open up once you find a medallion. Like, there's a lot that just got opened up with Titan's mitts.
Ice will still not technically be in logic because we still don't have the flippers.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, ice is kind of a weird bugaboo because of those flippers and the golden glove there.
Man, there's so many things you have to keep track of and remember what gets you into different places.
Absolutely. Problems is going to be checking right now, and I think he's a little bit happy that it's not going to be a pedestal required seed. But ladies and gentlemen, we should keep in mind that I am commenting, and I am absolutely cursed. Never, ever, 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 ever have I commentated a pedestal required seed. So the streak lives.
One day.
One of these days. So this opens up quite a bit for him. Problems will be able to, if he follows the logic, there's a lot of different places he can go. He'll have Jeremiah to turn in for the blacksmith item. He'll be able to check the peg cave now. He'll be able to follow up and, let's see, go up to Dark Death Mountain, which has 6 different items that he'll be able to get at that point in time. Not to mention the other dungeons in the Misery Mire area. The world just opened up for Problems IRL, so we know Brewers Fan will eventually have to get over in that direction.
Looks like Problems is going to do Peg Cave first. Got to do it the slow way because he doesn't have the boots.
And Brewers Fans is making the play that we know he needs to make.
There's the flippers!
Okay, that means Ice Palace is officially open to us then. And just some rupee smiths. Brewer is on his way up to Tower of Hera. He got his Tower of Hera big key. He's going to find that fire rod, and it's going to lead him on a path.
You don't need the mirror for ice, right? Because the portal's there, so you don't need the mirror to get into Ice Palace.
Correct. That is correct. And Problems is actually setting up to where he'll be able to go and check the Bombos tablet after he's finished turning in the purple chest. Compass to Dark Palace, which maybe at this point, after you've had to triple dip, you might not know exactly what is in there. Worth a look. And Problems knows, we know, because Brewers already checked this earlier, that this is not much here. Brewers does get his Fire Rod, which will lead him on this wonderful chain, on this adventure.
ProblemsIRL, however, is going into Swamp. Well, okay, Swamp is a crystal dungeon, so realistically, you've got everything to do that except for the checking the big chest.
And he missed a little bit here, forgot that, or messed up the glitch there. Missed a little bit of time. This is an interesting check. You can get. There's quite a few treasure chests in Swamp Palace. Yes. We know we're not going to find the lamp in here, but I don't think Problems is terribly worried about the lamp. He's just trying to clear out the crystal dungeons at this point in time. So if between Swamp Palace and Ice Palace, because that was the other one that opened up to you, I can definitely see wanting to go ahead and take Swamp Palace because of the sheer number of item locations that are here.
Okay, just map the Hyrule Castle there, so nothing much.
All right, Brewers fan is making a beeline for Skullwoods, only place that he can really go at this point in time.
Professor asking, yes, the lamp is still required. The logic, when the logic is considering dark rooms, it only considers the lamp. The only time it's either the Fire Rod or the lamp is for the back of Desert Palace when getting to Lamulus.
Or any sort of torch lighting mechanic. There's the back part of Desert Palace. There's also the Tower of Hera basement as well for that treasure chest.
Just a little bit of love in the south chest in Swamp. It's going to be interesting to see where this seed goes, because you're going to have to complete both. Right now, the two dungeons really they have access to are Swamp and Ice. So you're going to have to go through both, but it's going to be interesting to see which, either one, both, or neither have something that can get the progression going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, Meyer and Turtle Rock, haven't made a visit to either of those areas yet, so we don't know which medallions are required. Not that it matters, because we don't know where any of the medallions are, which we're an hour and 17 minutes into the seed, and we don't have a medallion yet. That's a little bit unusual at this point in time, I would say.
Yeah, usually you would have found one by now. Brewers fan making quick work of Mothula and picking up his Titan's mitts. He's got to be excited to see that.
Absolutely.
And there's a tablet right there, the Quake.
Commentator's reverse curse? Maybe?
I had my co-commentator in another race had a reverse curse.
Another thing to keep in mind, now that we have flippers, the other thing that is unlocked as well, that mushroom that's up on Zora. The Zora Ledge item is a mushroom, so if they end up getting stuck, that's a long trek for just one item.
Yeah. Although that is a good point. That is a good thing to remember right now, is that technically Swamp isn't... I just remembered, Swamp isn't in the logic because the mirror was in the dark room in Pod.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
Actabacher, I don't have a good memory. I just have a very selective memory when it comes to these sorts of things. What could chat possibly be cheering that would be trolling us? And fetch quests seem to be popular.
Yo, dog, I heard you like fetch quests, so I put a fetch quest in your fetch quest so you can fetch quest while you fetch quest.
My brain hurts after hearing that sentence.
Sorry about that.
Alright, so Problems is getting ready. We found Quake, but nothing else really that important in Swamp. It's a crystal, so worth going ahead and doing it. But yeah, it is kind of sequence broken at this point in time.
Brewers fan heading up to Dark Death Mountain, which we have not had a runner head up here yet, so we got some new items here.
This could be important here, because this is still in sequence for Brewers fan.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There's Red Mail. $50.
I really do like the Red Mail version of Mega Man. That is very nice looking.
Yes. Shout out to all of the artists that are making all these sprites for us for this. This is quite good work to get all these different sprites in. And ProblemsIRL heading into Meyer area. For Shovelry!
No! Fetch quests!
There's the map to desert. There's a big love. And there's the lamp.
What did this seed require? My god.
So basically you had to get the hook shot, the Quake on Turtle Rock, so looks like we're about to make a play on Turtle Rock here. But, so to review, you had to get the hook shot. You then had to get the Fire Rod in Hera. And I'm trying to remember where the big key was for that. But you had to get the Fire Rod to go to Swamp, to then get the Titan's Mitts, to then go to Dark Death Mountain to get the lamp.
The Tower Hera big key, I believe, was in Pod?
Oh yeah, it was.
So you had to follow the logic. So this might have been a triple dip required in pod.
We had just the map and the shovel spot.
Yeah, pod big key chest. So, yeah, this seed intended to triple dip pod. What?
Such a seed.
I mean, this is just ridiculous at this point in time. And ladies and gentlemen, what I find personally is the nicest thing about seeds like this is watching them and knowing that I will not get a seed exactly like this.
Flippers, we picked them up. I'm trying to remember where they were. Yeah, they were in the... Yeah, it was a hammer peg cave. Shout out to Liam Atlas, our tracker, with that.
And Quake was in Swamp Palace that he just got. Problems looks like he's on his way up, going to be doing the Dark Death Mountain area here directly. He has not even looked at Turtle Rock, but he's going to be happy.
Yep.
Keep in mind, we do not yet have the big key for Turtle Rock. There's still a chance that lumberjack ledge is the big key to Turtle Rock, which we're still missing the last key to Hyrule Castle. So, I mean, this seed has been trolly so far. It's entirely possible the second key to Aga could very well be right here in Turtle Rock, which would then require you to leave and go clear it. Yeah.
That's an interesting frog color for the red nail.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the purple, if I'm completely honest. He looks like one of those toads that you lick.
All right, so Brewers fans probably going to be beating Helmastar here.
I did not see what was in the big treasure chest, but I know Brewers checked it.
Didn't look like there was much there. Thanks to Blind Deaf Ref for the Twitch Prime sub.
Ganon Tower, Smokey. Okay. Yeah, not much of anything then.
That's right. I did see that, and that's why I forgot it, because it was like, well, that's useless.
Meanwhile, Problems is going into Turtle Rock here after getting the lamp.
There's a big glove.
So the only things we're missing right now, we have the Misery Mire Big Key. We know Bombos is required for that, so we do not have Bombos. That's going to be required for Go Mode. We also do not have the Ganon's Tower Big Key. That is also going to be required for Go Mode.
No, we got that.
Wait.
Yeah, we got that a while ago.
Not Ganon's Tower Big Key. Turtle Rock Big Key and Bombos for Misery Mire.
Yeah. Thanks to Mr. Kerrigan with the Twitch Prime sub as well. Big love there, and there's a fairy in a bottle. We got a sub train going here, thanks to Dr. Possum with the Twitch Prime sub.
Everyone, ride the train. Woo woo! I won't ever do that again. I'm sorry, guys.
There's Bombos.
Okay, so Turtle Rock was intended before Misery Mire. Interesting.
And who knows, the sea could be even trollier, where the Turtle Rock big key is in Mire.
I'm still hoping for that big key that was on the Lumberjack Ledge is the big key to Turtle Rock.
Alright. So with 3 keys, do you go through that door? And which means you would have to find the 4th Turtle Rock small key.
Absolutely not. No, I don't touch that door.
Totally agree, and that's exactly what ProblemsIRL is doing. Meowstick making a good point. We would need the boots if that big key is required.
Well, and it's out of logic because we don't have that second key. So hey, if boots, this might be one of the only times that you don't want to see boots in your way, because if you find boots, it increases the ability, the likelihood that you'd have to go back and do AGA for that particular key.
Alright, let's see what's in the Mimic Cave. Just 20 bucks.
Oh, Brewers, no, turn around, Brewers, no, stop, Brewers. Oh, okay, I know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just going to get Jeremiah. He is a friend of his, after all.
I drink his wine.
Is Problems noping out of there?
Looks like it.
It looks like he's going to Mire.
Did he have? I'm waiting for his pause menu. I want to see how many keys he had. Yeah, he still had keys. He could have made it to Laser Bridge.
That's interesting.
Laser Bridge is in logic and has 4 locations. That's that could be problematic for ProblemsIRL.
How do you feel about? It seems like you and I are probably on this.
He doesn't have the big key, right? He can't. That's the big key door.
That was the big key door.
Right.
You know, this is that point where I'm like, maybe I should start taking notes while I'm doing commentary, and then I'm like, there's so many things, I don't even know if notes would help.
I try to take notes, and then I inevitably miss something up, or something that I thought is trivial ends up being important later. That's what chat's for, right, chat? You guys will always correct us if we have something wrong.
Just think, we're just like all those other commentators on all those other important sports shows and whatnot, where we always get it wrong in the eyes of the chat.
As long as I don't start being compared to Dick Vitale, I think I'll be happy with with that.
Hey, hey, hey! We got some good players here today!
What a freshman finale, baby! Yeah! Okay, no, I'm done. I can't. I can't. Alright, so Problems is in Misery Mire at this point in time. He's about out of magic here.
There it is. To Turtle Rock.
That's go mode.
Wow. You are right. That is in fact go mode.
And Problems IRL knows it too. He's done his counting. He's like, nope, I'm done. Let's move.
Okay, so let's think about this seed. You had to triple dip pod. You had to go into Turtle Rock to get Bombos, to go to Mire to get its big key, to then go back to Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Sorry.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's count. A required triple dip into pod, a required double dip into T-Rock late. You could completely ignore Ice Palace entirely. If you follow the logic, Lamp was in Dark Death Mountain Hookshot Cave.
This has been quite the seed.
This is that seed that, again, I think everyone is happy that we don't get ourselves.
Yes! Although what's interesting about it is we're still at an hour 33, and Problems just has two crystals left to complete. So for all of the chaos that we've had in this seed, I mean, we could still... I mean, we probably won't hit sub 2, but we'll be pretty close to 2 hour seed.
I mean, that's doing real solid for a Keysanity seed. Anything sub 2 is just amazing in Keysanity. You know, even some of the best runners can't get sub 2 on some seeds, so no problem there.
Problems IRL using Cape Strats on Vitreous, making quick work with that Betta sword.
Well, when you don't have silvers, and this is interesting, no silvers, whatever.
There's the Riot Shield, and the 5th crystal. So I would imagine Problems is probably going to go kill Helmstar real quick, then go up to Turtle Rock, and that will get him right away to Gannis Tower.
Yep, that would be solid routing there for Problems IRL. Brewers fan still working his way through Swamp. I don't think there was anything real important in any of the treasure chests in Swamp, as I recall.
Nope, Quake. That was the one thing we did need is the Quake medallion, because that's in the left side. Although it looks like Problems is going Turtle Rock first.
That's... Oh, no. He's changing his mind. He's like, wait a second here.
He just realized it.
Some frustration pulls there on the post. It's all right. That's the situation that we've all been in. I think Problems' heart rate is probably going up a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm in go mode. Go, 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 go. Wait. That's one of the things that makes Zelda Randomizer so much more fun than I think a lot of the other speed running communities that are just going to do the same thing over and over and over. Your go mode routing and really the routing for everything, you know, you kind of know how to do things, but it's not muscle memory. You have to be aware, okay, I'm in go mode now, go as fast as you can, but the route to get to Ganon's Tower is going to be a little bit different every time.
It's one of those, I really don't like roguelike games, but this is the type of like randomizer game that I actually like because of that fact. There is some randomization in where the items are, but it's the same dungeons, it's the same execution. To me, it's the right amount of randomization, but there's still that element of you still have to execute on going through everything in the game.
Yep, if you have problems on Mothula, you can have the best execution in the world. If you can't beat one of the bosses, then you're going to have a bad time.
So I think it's safe to say at this point that ProblemsIRL has the lead at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Go mode versus not go mode. There is no question as to who is in the lead at this point in time.
It's interesting, though, because this is... It works out that this has been a very linear seed. Like, you needed... Once you found the lamp, you then needed to go to Swamp to get Quake, to get into Turtle Rock. Like, this has been a very linear seed.
Well, you would get the lamp, which would bring you back to Pod to get the mirror. Yeah. I think it's worth noting that both of these runners, I think, are very thankful that they did not do what I normally do, and that is not do any dark rooms, not wanting to sequence break, because they maybe would have had 2 dungeons done by this point.
And down goes Helmasar. What? Didn't there used to be a go mode thing on the tracker once we knew we were in go mode?
There used to be, and some trackers even still do it. The proprietary speed gaming tracker does not. I do not play it. It hasn't for a while.
I see.
So that key on ledge has to be the Swamp Palace big key then.
Or the desert. Or the desert one.
Oh, wait, I guess it could be the desert one as well. We still have no idea where that second key is, and I don't think we're going to find out.
No.
Oh no, oh no. And Brewers Fan is about to do the worst thing possible. He's heading over into the Ice Palace area.
It looks like he's going for the lake ledge first. Let's... Gets that $300. It's there. But nope, he's staying there. It looks like he... It looks like... Just...
I don't think he knows where he's going at this point in time.
No.
And Problems does not need to pick up or open a single treasure chest after this. He is going to be moving as fast as he possibly can.
Yes. All right, there we go. There you go. That's the right play, Brewer.
Yep, the play that Brewers needs to make right now is going up to Turtle Rock, opening it up, going just far enough to get the Bombos, and then dipping out. Turtle Rock Big Key was in Misery Mire.
Yes, you had to get Bombos in Turtle Rock, which unlocked Mire, and then go to Mire to get the Turtle Rock Big Key.
Seeds requiring triple dips into Pod and double dips into Turtle Rock. You can count this one among the troll seeds, for sure.
And yet we are still at 140 for ProblemsIRL.
Both of these runners have really done a really amazing job with their routing and trying to lump things together as best as they can. They've made good gambles. It's at this point, unfortunately, it's just a matter of who got lucky and did the right checks at the right time.
Yes. I mean, that's a thing always to note. You know, we know what the right answer is. Both of our runners are doing this completely blind. They have no idea, you know, what we know at this point.
People are asking, where are silvers? We don't know. We probably will never know, although Ganon will give us a hint. Keep in mind, that's one of the things that is built into this game. Ganon will ask, did you find the silvers in blah, 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 blah? And he will tell us at least the general location of where the silvers are located.
Problems making very quick work of Trinex.
Butter sword, oh yeah.
Cuts like butter. Like hot butter through a knife. Whoops.
Brewers Fan is in Turtle Rock as well, but he hasn't made the double dip yet. This is his first trip in.
Alright, so that's the 7th crystal for ProblemsIRL.
And he has the keys required, so he's going right up to the gauntlet.
Alright, since we used Dick Vitale earlier, I think I'll put in some Brett Musburger here of "You are looking live" at ProblemsIRL, making his way over to Ganon's Tower.
I would do my Aaron Andrews voice, but, you know, I need to get kicked a few times before I can get to that range, so we'll just not and say I did, and, you know, we'll link the video later.
Alright, so we did this in the last seed I commentated. I have a new idea since we can't do the big key guessing game. I want chat, what do you think the final time will be for ProblemsIRL now that he's into the gauntlet? We are currently at 1:44:44.
I give him about 10 minutes to get up. So, yeah, I'm thinking we're going to be about 1:55:08. See, that's a lot more difficult to do because so many second times. But then again, it's kind of a set time. It's a gauntlet. There is an optimized path to doing it.
Yeah, but you also have the randomness of Aga 2 and Ganon, and
I guess we could ask, you know, how many blue balls will Ganon fire?
Possibly. Someone was asking for John Madden, so well, you see here, ProblemsIRL just used his fire rod on some of those dragon thingies, and now he's throwing pots at the skulls, which is weird. You're throwing a skull at a skull. That don't make no sense. And boom!
That's not John Madden. John Madden needs a little bit more. It's like, now you see, the winner of this race is going to be the one with the best time at the end of it. It's got to be something like totally nonsensical. I'm sorry. I'm not. John Madden is an interesting character.
Where's Frank Caliendo when you need him?
This is why I stick to college basketball announcers, because, you know, they're easily impersonated.
So you want something more like Gus Johnson, where Rise and Fire?
Oh, God. Fran for Shell. Anyway, enough about that. Back to Problems IRL and Brewers Fan.
We're probably like the only two people in this video game community talking about sports right now.
Oh no, we're not. Not by a long shot. Oh, Brewers Fan is opening up this treasure chest here.
Yeah, that's not good, because we've only found 3 of the keys, and now he's locked himself out of Trinex.
Oh no, Brewers. And I think as soon as he got that rupee, he's going, I just did a bad.
Yeah. Problems is about to hit the Troll Dorm too.
Yep, that'll be a good location there. And will Problems open the final treasure chest?
Nope. He's committed to going through, which, I mean, he's got Butter Sword. Trying to do Silverless Ganon with Butter is not that hard.
It's not that hard, but it's still pretty intensive.
Yes. I mean, I can do it, and I suck at this game.
All right, so here it comes. How many blue balls are we going to get? Oh,
nice double shot. Yeah, nice double shot there. 1.
2.
And down he goes. And on this Super Bowl Sunday, the pigs don't fly, but the pigskin certainly is.
I don't even know you right now.
I'm in rare form tonight.
There's my terror impression for you. No. All right, so Problems is starting on his big pig fight. We'll be able to find out where the silvers are once we get to phase 3, and that shouldn't be too long. Problems has good positioning right now to be able to move us there fast.
He's just got to be careful. Don't make any false moves.
Now, Silverless Ganon is a little bit interesting. While he's in the light area, so you still have to get the torch glitch, if at all possible. But there is a split second before he teleports that you can hit him with a spin strike, and only a spin strike.
Swamp
Big. It has to be the swamp big chest.
Wow.
So it's possible. We don't know where the swamp big key was. That still has not been found. It might have been that one that required Aga.
Could very well be.
Aga holding the eggs? Hmm. And here's the problem. Brewers fans found Bombos, but because he used a key to get to that one location, he needs to find the last Ganon Tower key. So he is not in go mode, and we have no idea where that last key is. Meanwhile, Problems IRL does finish. Looks like officially with an SRL time of 1:52:02. GG Problems.
Get your GGs in chat.
And joining us so quick is Problems IRL. Sir, congratulations. How you feeling after that race?
Oh, that was one hell of a seed. That triple dip into pod had me worried, actually, because I felt like I missed out. But looking back, I don't think you could have made that in less than 3 trips.
I mean, that pod, that triple dip pod was quite trolly.
Oh yeah, like three dips is terrible. Like usually 2 is already pretty bad, like with T-Rock. But especially since pod in Keysanity is kind of the, hub where the whole game usually opens. It's pretty terrible when you go there thrice.
Yeah. We were also commenting on the fact that seed also seemed to be pretty linear, because it was basically like you find one item and it pretty much only sent you to one location you had to go to.
Yeah, there were usually a bunch of options, but for the longest time the myths didn't show up, which usually contributes to linearity. Because as long as the myths aren't there, there's just tons of places you can't even go to at all. So those myths showing up so late made that pretty straightforward. You could have gotten baited into Ice Palace, but that's about the biggest, misroute you could have had on this seed.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember, did you ever check the Lumberjack ledge?
I didn't ever check the Lumberjack ledge, no.
So Brewers Fan did, and there was a big key there, and it was...
so that must be the swamp key.
Well, we don't... the other thing is we don't know where the desert key is. Those are the 2 big keys we never found.
I don't have the desert key either, true. So it's either swamp or desert key, and the swamp key actually locks silver, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, it was interesting there for a while because it looked like you were doing real well, and then Brewers got that book, which just seemed to open things up there for a while. And what made you go back into pod? It wasn't too long after that it seemed like you made that double dip. What prompted you to end up going back there to get the book?
Oh no, it actually was the last spot I had. I had very few spots at that point, and I knocked everything out after pod because I wanted to avoid the dip and maybe find another key. And Spy Cave actually had a key, so that was really convenient, but pod was actually my last location.
Yeah, but even for that trolley of a seed, to be able to complete that in 1 hour and 52 minutes, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
What'd you think of the required Turtle Rock double dip, where you had to dip in there to get Bombos to get to Meyer to get the big key?
Well, T-Rock was a weird one because right in front of T-Rock was the lamp, so that made pod officially quote-unquote completable. So I was kind of worried because as soon as I found that lamp, I realized I hadn't cleared pod yet. So I was really hoping the T-Rock key wasn't going to end up being in pod. Ice Palace was completely open at that point too, so T-Rock was actually fairly risky. I was really happy when I saw Bombos, because at that point I already knew at least the trip wasn't for nothing. But I was really worried about that T-Rock dip. But it kind of worked out, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 dips into pod, 2 dips into T-Rock. This one was quite something.
Yeah. And the problem right now for your opponent, Brewers Fan, is that you guys only had 3 keys to go into Turtle Rock.
Oh no, he opened the chest.
He opened the chest.
Never opened that chest. Never opened that chest.
Yeah, well, he's on his way back up to Team Rock. He still hasn't found that 4th key, but he'll be able to check the remaining treasure chests in Turtle Rock and hope. Otherwise, we may end up seeing him have to go down to Ice Palace again, and he's it was super close there for a while, and then things just opened up for you, and he put off going to some places, and that gamble for the Turtle Rock location just is hurting him horribly now.
Yeah. I think it's generally not a good idea to open that chest. It's only 1 item and it forces you to find that last key.
So, was there any other times that the logic kind of pulled you in a different direction, or you started getting confused, or any other places that you felt like you struggled with?
It was weird when I went into Thieves Town, because I had found the bow right before that, right? Like, so my options were basically to do Thieves Town, Pendant Thieves Town for 4 items, or do Crystal Eastern for 2, which was a weird one, but I decided for Thieves Town ultimately because I didn't have the lamp, so Eastern was technically still locked in. What the hell was up with that lamp, actually? Like, yeah. But yeah, right after entering Dark World was an interesting one, because with bow and 1 key, I was really tempted to go to pot immediately. But then 1 key didn't really seem enough to go there immediately. So that's something where I was debating immediately, like to immediately go to pot, because it's just so good in Keysanity. But then I decided against it because I was hoping to find another key or 2 for it. And that also worked, so...
Well, any GG on your race? Any final thoughts before we... any final thoughts going into next week in the 2nd round?
I glanced over the list of people who are 1-0, but obviously I can't recall all of them because there's still over 100. So I mean, I'm kind of just waiting until the new matchups are drawn, and then I'll see what's gonna happen. I hope I'm getting a European opponent, because scheduling this match was actually hell. But that's actually about it.
What I will definitely tell you problems that 1, I'm American, 2, I suck at this game, and 3, I lost. So you won't have to worry about going against me in the next round. There's the key.
It's in Turtle Rock, thank God.
It's in Turtle. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was in the switch room.
Oh damn, that's dirty.
It's a little bit dirty, yeah.
That at least gets him back on track, though, because he just now has to beat Trinex, and then he's done.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, if there's one lesson I ever learned about Keysanity, is never to get the lava room chest. If it has something, oh well. But if you waste that key, it's just gonna come back to bite you.
Yeah, that is the other thing that I learned. The other thing I learned from my race is learn the hammer yump, because that is a lot more critical in Keysanity.
Yes, and you gotta be willing to do, like, to skip that first door in pot as well. Like, if you have to go through the right side of pot like 4 or 5 times, because you can save a key that way. Like, key management is really important, so if you can save a key somewhere, you definitely should, because that's one less key you have to look for in the end.
Exactly.
All right. Again, congratulations, ProblemsIRL chat. If you guys haven't already followed this guy on Twitch, what are you doing with your life? You need to correct yourself right now. Follow him on Twitch here. ProblemsIRL. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating.
Thank you for a very entertaining race.
a good one and a fun rest of the stream.
And Brewers fan making quick work of Trinex, so he'll be on his way to Ganon's Tower. While we're at it, let's also, since we're talking about following people on Twitch, please follow BrewersFanJP as well. Follow our tracker, Liam Atlas, and also myself and Vitasia.
Hey, shout out to everyone. Let's see. So Brewers fan on his way to do Ganon's Tower. He's seen the dot done. He knows that it's over, but he wants to get wants to go ahead and complete it out. That's tough. It takes mental toughness to go ahead and complete a seed that you know you've lost.
Yeah. I certainly had that problem in my race. I eventually gave up just because I was just mentally drained and just could not. I made the problem, I made the problem with Pod where I used all the keys and was trying to find that last one. So big props to Brewers fan for, you know, sticking it through and finishing this race to the end. All right, so we got Brewers fan running the gauntlet.
It feels like, yeah, this seed. Silvers would have been really nice at this point in time. I know he's absolutely armed to the teeth otherwise, but man, Silvers would have been nice to get through here, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Although at some point, you know, that's the thing though with this with this game, you've got to learn how to adapt though. Like you can't rely on Silvers. Because exactly in this seed, it would have been so far out of the way to get the silver arrows that you would have been in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely. We should note as well, while you guys are still tuning in with us, there is still some randomizer going on tonight. Giselle Shaft versus Icon is going on right now over on Speed Gaming 2. And that appears to be a fairly close race at this point in time. So if you have not yet, go check them out over on Speed Gaming 2. They appear to be neck and neck and an hour in.
Oh, taking a death warp. Oh, he's still got that fairy.
He's got, I think he has a couple fairies, actually. Now that was a nifty move there that Brewers fan JP just did. A spin slash in the middle of Landmola to get a spin on Buttersword for all of them at the same time. That was nifty.
Very much so. There's just always something so satisfying about using the Cane of Samari to kill all those Wizrobes.
This is absolutely true.
It's interesting though, because like this game has been out for like 26 years. I mean, it's like the first Zelda game that really got me into Zelda. And watching these races, there's so many things that I never would have thought to use. Like the one switch in the treadmill room in the GT basement. I always use bombs for that. I never would have thought to use the cane to hit that switch.
Oh, absolutely. When I was a kid and playing this game, initially. I thought the Cane of Samaria was effectively useless. It was for a couple switches and then for Turtle Rock, and that was it. And then you see professionals do this, and you're like, oh, right. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Yep. Exactly.
Brewers is still looking for the silvers, is not gonna find them.
However, Brian, we found your cane. Please come to the Lost and Found to pick it up in Ganon's Tower.
Or Boots. We still haven't found Boots yet. That's the most disappointing I found.
Yeah. Again, well, I'll say both of our runners to do this troll of a seed bootsless. You know, I mean, ProblemsIRL did it in 152, but you're looking at Brewers fan probably going to do this in about sub 215 to do this trolley of a seed and not have the boots. That, I mean, props to both of our runners. Ooh, nice triple hit.
And another double there by Brewers fan. He is just in the right position. Just about everything. You can tell he's practiced AGA a few times.
Yes.
All right, so Brewers fan about to start his Ganon fight. Keep in mind, silverless, so he will have to do the spins, but butter makes it a little bit easier.
Problem's already into phase 2. That butter sword getting through those phases really quickly. And there's phase 3.
All right, Brewers fan. I'm being silent. I'm sorry. I forgot we have a job we're supposed to be doing.
No worries. Oh.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Brewers.
Mm-hmm. So Vitasia, we've had what 104 races this week in this first round. We've had some quite interesting races to watch. How you feel and how you feel with us going into this next week?
Well, it's interesting because, we had, going through the list of the people who had to go, keep in mind, if you lose even one match, it effectively knocks you out of the top 8 from being in the final tournament. We had, just through pure chance, some really talented runners get knocked out super early just because of the matchups they were in, and they were matched up against other really solid runners. Let's see if I can pull up the schedule here.
I'll keep an eye on the race while you do that.
All right, I have it all up, and I'm going through. I mean, people who have lost that, you know, could easily have made a splash later on in this tournament. Solsky lost against Walking Eye. Nin Taylor lost against its Supercar. Some other names. Aaron Dobby lost against Kyong 92. I mean, that was a height matchup for an early one. Raspberry Floof lost to Gem. I mean, I'm pretty sure those guys end up facing each other like 8 times in the last tournament. Sabatender lost to In the Name of DT. Genja fell to D2 Camps. There were just so many quality runners that frankly deserved to make it into the second weekend, but because of that limited time frame that we have and only the top 8 move on, won't quite be there, and it's unfortunate. But it feels a little bit like March Madness.
That it does.
Machinex fell. I mean, that surprises the heck out of me.
All right, just a few more here, and there it goes. GG to Brewers fan. Even with that one Ganon fall, he still got this done in sub 2:15, and he getting through that door means he's got an official SRL time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 2 seconds. GG's.
GG Brewers fan. We're going to see if we can't get him in here to chat. And chat is correcting me. Apparently, there's still going to be some one-loss folks that actually get it in. There's going to have to be a tiebreaker. I thought I had done the math, and it wasn't quite there, but I am corrected. I will correct myself, chat. See if we can get Brewers fan in here.
Brewers fan, GG.
Thanks.
How you feeling, man?
I guess all right. I mean, I don't know. I knew coming in I didn't have to play a perfect game to have a chance, and that wasn't perfect. It wasn't terrible, but yeah. I knew I had to play perfect to have a chance, and it just didn't happen.
How did you feel about that required triple dip into Todd?
I might have quadruple dipped in the end. Not even sure how, let me think if I don't even think how the triple dip would have even worked.
So the thing was, the logic required you to triple dip because of the fact that the mirror was in one of the dark rooms.
That's probably why I didn't consider it a triple dip, because I did the dark room without the lamp.
Yeah. So yeah, that was quite the linear seed where for the longest time the next progression item pretty much only had you going in one direction.
Yeah, definitely felt that way. A lot of the time I just felt like every little item I got just gave me 1 or 2 new places to check.
I do got to ask you about that wonderful vanilla Big Key location in Turtle Rock, and your hunt for a Turtle Rock key. after that. It felt like you were just opening up everything that you possibly could, trying to find another key after that.
Yeah, that vanilla big key chest never goes well. It's like, if you don't open it, it's got something. If you open it, it doesn't have something. I made the gamble. I don't think it cost me that much time because I went to Meyer. I mean, I lost a few minutes in Meyer because of that, but then I just gambled Turtle Rock that I would have it, and it did. So I probably lost a couple minutes because of that, but at least it wasn't a terrible error, at least.
I mean, I don't know if I hope this is not pouring salt in the wound, but at that point you were pretty much behind at that point when you opened that chest, so that was not the thing that did you in.
Yeah, I figured that. Like I said, I think my bigger problems was, well, first of all, my pod management. That was not good. I got key nervous and tried to save a key, but the chest I tried to save was needed. And what else did I do? Like, I tried to do the dark room in Aga Tower. That didn't go well. Yeah, there's a lot of things. I'm looking back on this scene, and I know here's a minute I could have saved. Here's another minute I could have saved.
Yeah, and just so you know, Problems did go in there. There was just I think there was just a heart container there in that dark room in Aga Tower.
Okay. I think one of my biggest fears this whole scene was that early check in the lumberjack, and I saw that big key, and I'm just like, oh great, is this Aga required?
I know, we were all right there with you. Problems never checked it, so he didn't know there was a big key there. But you know, when you checked it, that was what we were thinking here the whole time. Is that big key going to be required?
Yeah. So it was either the desert big key or the swamp big key. My guess, my guess would be it was the swamp big key, which led you back to the swamp chest for silver arrows.
Yeah.
That's kind of what everyone's guess is at this point in time. And, you know, with a seat like this, as trolly as it's been, sure, why not? Might as well be that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've all been there where we're always like second guessing, like, well, if we had just done this, or if we had done that, like, you know, it's always how it is. It's like the winner always feels lucky that they made it through, and the loser's always like, yep, should have done that, should have done that, should have done that. So, no worries at all.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious. Did you guys have a nice laugh when I almost... Well, I don't know if it was almost a soft lock, but... Hyrule Castle basement.
What about?
When I basically got knocked into the...
Oh, yes!
Someone did clip that. Once we're done here, I am gonna post that in the clips channel. But we did see that.
I was more laughing than any. Like, I was like annoyed, but at the same time I was just laughing. I'm like, really? I knew if I had to reset, I wouldn't lose that much progress, but
still, that's just that we were looking at it the whole time, where we're just like, oh, come on, get out, get out.
But I mean, there's a lot. I mean, just looking on this seat, there's a lot I need to improve on. I mean, to finish within 20 minutes of problems or so, it's not a terrible performance. I still have a lot to work on, but yeah, I definitely am leaving this with it's like, I don't know if I'd call it regrets, but I definitely know that it was not my best performance.
I mean, you did this for as trolly of a steed that this was, to still do it in under 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like, props to you for getting through that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Do you have any other comments about just the seed or the performance or anything else that stuck out to you?
I don't know, this was a seed of just a lot of what ifs. What if that big key in Lumberjack is required? What if that mushroom in Zora is needed for something. There's like a lot of what ifs in this seed, and that kind of added to the stress a bit. But you know, it's a learning experience. Hopefully I'll go into my round 2 opponents and have a better performance, maybe get a win. I came into this tournament hoping for 2 wins. I'm still somewhat new, so you know, if I get 2 wins, that'd be nice.
Yeah, this is my first tournament. I honestly came in here, I only wanted 1 win.
Yeah, I think the running comment in the Discord is a lot of people saying I'm gonna go 0-5. I think there's more people saying that than can actually go 0-5.
Exactly. All right. Well,
group, but yeah.
All right. Well, GG to you, Brewers fan. You did a great job running, and we were certainly entertained by your performance. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, BrewersFanJP. If you haven't already, go ahead and give them a follow here on Twitch. Again, another shout out to JP, BrewersFanJP, ProblemsIRL, being gladiators, fighting for our amusement here. Thank you guys so much. Also, shout out to Liam Atlas for tracking duties for us. My co-commentator, Jex Reffi, as well as myself. Keep in mind, Randomizer fans, if you're not doing anything in about a half hour, there is scheduled to be a full entrant shovel community race that will be broadcast. I believe it's slotted to be on Speed Gaming 1, if I read the schedule right. If you're not doing anything else, either go cheer on those guys or jump in and do an entrance race yourself. It should be a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed. So for Vitasia, I am Jex Reffi. Have a good evening, and we'll see you guys going into round 2 next week.
Have a good one.